Good morning. Are you ready to come together with Eddie Watkins Jr.? If you're willing and able, have a stand so you're in good dancing position. We're going to get the drums going so we can hear them better here. All right.
Give Kyoto a big round of applause. Yeah! Take a look at the person sitting next to you. Say God loves you and I love you too. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. 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 In the name of love. We come together. 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 In the name of love.
There's some dancing going on. I think we're waking up. I love it. Here we go.
Take a look at the person sitting next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. Oh, hey. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. 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 In the name of love. We come together. 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 In the name of love. Every walk of life. Every walk of life. Every creed and color. Every creed and color. Ship we unite. Oh, in honor of the God in each other. Take a look at the person sitting next to you. Say God loves you and I love you too. And I mean namaste. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me. Ooh, we come together. 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 In the name of love. We come together. 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 In the name of love.
Woohoo! What a way to start the day. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Shining Mountain Center for Spiritual Living. Isn't this a great day to celebrate, y'all? Celebrate us. Celebrate those online. Celebrate everybody here, because each one of us are individualized aspects of God, and we can recognize that divinity in each other. So here at Shining Mountains, we like to do that. We like to remind you that you're an aspect of God, and that if the world is going crazy out there, it's okay. All you have to do is just tune into that divine inside of you and find your balance and just stay there, because it's all well. There's a bigger plan than what we can ever imagine, and you're part of it because you're part of that aspect of God. So join me now. If you're new here, grab a welcome packet and or a prayer request form, whatever you choose, and join me now in saying our statement of purpose. Our community lovingly and joyfully inspires, supports, and empowers individuals to discover and express their divinity. I have a few announcements. Immediately after the service, we'll have a prayer circle right up here. So if you have something on your mind or your heart, please join us and we'll pray. We'll pray together, because you know when you get a few of us together, it makes it a little more potent. We like to pray. If you don't want to join us at the prayer circle, you can always do a prayer request form in the back. Every Wednesday, we have a Zoom meditation from 7:30 to 8. And there's instructions on the back table how to log into Zoom. And it's a great midweek pickup. Wednesday, hump day. do it with a meditation. And on Monday, August the 5th, we'll be feeding the flathead. So please sign up on the back table. And now, let's take a moment to greet your neighbor. Say hello to an old friend or make a new one. All right, awesome. So wherever you are, we can start singing I Start My Day with Love. And sit, stand, do whatever you feel the Spirit calls you to do. All right, here we go. This is Karen Drucker tune. All right. Let's ferment. Here we go. Start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I
Good morning. Since we're starting our day with love, let's use that love to bless our children and the children of the world, knowing that they are our future. So if you'd please join me in the blessing of the children. We see you, who you really are, made in the image and likeness of God. We cherish you, we support you, and we love you. And breathing that in now to our heart space, we move within, knowing truly all of us are children of the divine, knowing that God is all there is. There is absolutely nothing outside of God. It is in its essence that we live and breathe and have our being. God, the good, omnipotent. And we are one with it, one with life, one with love, one with joy, one with peace, one with abundance. So as I speak my word this day, for today and the ensuing week, I know that we move through this week easily, effortlessly, joy-filled, filled with the light and the love of Spirit, sharing it with all we meet, knowing that the God within us salutes the God within them, because there is no them, there is only one. Breathing in that truth and that joy and that love, knowing that we are held in the loving arms of Spirit. I release this word now to the perfect working of the perfect law, which always, always, and only says, yes. Please join me in affirming, and so it is. Amen.
One of my favorite New Thought artists, writers, is Janice Stanfield. And I met her many years ago. And I heard this song this week and thought, boy, we should learn this. And reached out to her, and she sent me the music. So bless Janice Stanfield, and check her stuff out online. She's amazing. We cannot change the world we see till change begins in you and me. We change the world around us when the change begins within. So let the change begin. Let the change begin. Let the change begin within. All right, feeling the change. I'm feeling it. There it is. We cannot change the world we see till change begins in you and me. Change the world around us when the change begins within. So let the change begin. Let the change begin. Let the change begin within. So let the change begin. Let the change begin. Let the change begin. Let the change begin.
change begin. Ooh, let the change begin. Let the change begin within.
One more time, let's sing it last time.
Let the change begin. Let the change begin. Ooh, let the change begin. Let the change begin within. Let the change begin.
Maybe that's our new theme song. How about that?
Excuse me, Rochelle. Could we, Steve, you guys, could we do where we can sing it with you one more time, just with Let the Change Begin, please, please.
Sure, why not?
Change begin. Let the change begin. Let the change begin. Let the change begin within.
He asked for it one time, you're gonna get it 2 or 3 times. That's how it goes.
Let the change begin. Let the change begin. Let the change begin. Let the change begin within.
Woo! Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow, does it get any better? No. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. That was so beautiful. Wow. I get to dance, I get to sing, I get to be loved on, I get to love on you all. Can't get any better. Wow. So as we breathe into that beauty, that magnificence, that music, the truth, that's all it is. That's what music is, truth. It's truth. And if we embody it, we are so lifted by it. If we let it just swirl around us, we're held up by it. It's magnificence and we're the magnificence in form, and the music is the magnificence that touches the form. Thank you so much, Rochelle, Steve, Don, Red Star. Thank you. Oh, man, that was fabulous. Whew. So let's just take a breath right now because I'm out of breath. And I want to read to you, I want to share with you, not read to you, I want to share with you something from Hafez. So I invite you to just settle into your chair and be comfortable and allow these words to float around you. Ooh, because we've already been filled up by this fabulous music and invited to let the change begin within. And these words will match this because we know we are the guardians of beauty. We are the protectors of the sun. There's only one reason we have followed God into this world: to encourage laughter, freedom, dance, and song. Every man, plant, and creature in existence, every woman and child and note is a servant to our beloved, a harbinger of joy, of light. I love the words of Hafez, love them, because they bring us into that bring me into that sacredness of, oh my goodness, whatever it is we as human beings call life is our life. And whatever we decide to listen to observe, to feel, to become, we have the ability to do so. Because there's one life, God, one power in the universe that is always available to us and that we are always using. And so therefore, we can change what we're living in and become what we want to live as. The light and joy of spirit, the laughter and song of the one. And we can choose to live big or small. We can live fully or live tightly. But our experience will always be a reflection of our choice. Always be a reflection of our choice. And as Ernest Holmes says, and I love this, it's so simple, change your thinking, change your life. I didn't say it was easy, I said it was simple. And with simple, we can find ease. That again is our choice. Last week I talked about, or 2 weeks ago I think I started with AI, artificial intelligence, right? And we know better than that, right? We know it's about the absolute, right? And the intelligence of the universe. So it's about that which already exists. We are not part of creating it. We are users of. And we are that which flows through us as. So we're talking about the absolute. We're talking about the holy allness of the one. That's what we deal with every day. That's what we're using. The highest God, we know this, the highest God and the innermost God, the highest God you can imagine. The innermost God that you accept is one God. The universal I am is also the individual I am, so that we talk about the oneness and no separation. We talk about individuals and individualization, but not separation. We are all individual expressions of the one, the magnificence of the one, the joy of the one, the beauty of the one, the creative expression of the one. And how much are we using? That is the potentiality within us. As much as we can recognize, as much as we choose to express in the way that we choose to express it. So today, we believe that we are working, that we are living in the ever-presence of the intelligence of life. We believe that that's where we live and that's how we live, is through the intelligence of life in the way that we have chosen to express it. We are the consciousness of God. Each one of us is the consciousness of God as we live in our individualized state of mind. So there's a story I want to tell you about. This one I didn't make up. There were some employees not too long ago in a large St. Louis, Missouri company. And they were returning from their lunch break, and they were greeted by a sign on the front door, and it said that there would be, yesterday, this is what the sign said, yesterday, the person who has been hindering your growth in this company has passed away. And that you're invited to attend the funeral, which will be in the big gymnasium in 30 minutes. So please attend. So people were like walking around like, who passed away? And some people thought they had an idea of who it might be that was hindering their growth in that company. But they all got ready and they were very quiet, and they go into the big gymnasium and they see there's a casket up there, and there are flowers all around. So the people lined up because everyone was required to walk past the casket. So they lined up and they came by, and as each person looked into the casket, they were in shock. They couldn't even murmur anything. And each person looked in and moved on. Dead silence in the room. Because every person that looked into that casket looked in a mirror and saw their own face looking back at them. And beside this mirror, there was also a sign that read, "There is only one person capable to set the limits on your growth, and it's you. There's only one person who can revolutionize your life, and you're that person. You are the only person who can influence your happiness, your realization, and your success. You are the only person who can help yourself. Your life does not change when your partner changes, or when your boss changes, or when the economy changes, or change with an education. Your life changes when you change. When you go beyond your limiting thoughts and your limiting beliefs, and when you realize that you are the only one responsible for your life. Our lives change when we take responsibility for them. I like that story because the first thing that happens is the employees that are there, and they've heard that someone has died that has influenced their ability to rise up in the country. They start talking to other people. Who's to blame? Who's to blame? Who did this? And isn't that human nature? We want to look for a reason, and it's usually outside of ourselves. Who's to blame? Well, they did it, or they didn't do it. They didn't give me a chance. They overlooked me, whatever it is. And we get our feelings hurt. And then we live from that place of having an idea about who's to blame or what's to blame, or what we didn't get and what we should have gotten. We can live from that place. But the story is so beautiful because every one of us, every day, I'm sure at one point, we look into a mirror, don't we? Every one of us. Or, even in the rear view mirror, you're looking in a mirror. But we want to look into the mirror and see ourselves, which is power. We see the power of our own life right there in front of us. It isn't to say, oh my God, you're the one who's ruined everything. It isn't to say, look what a failure you are. It is to look into that space of, this is the power of your life. Look at that reflection and look at it with compassion and love and say, whoa, I am in charge here. This is my life. As I've heard so many times, I'm the writer of my story. I'm the author. I'm the one who does all the editing of my story if I choose to. And then, glory be, I publish my story and spread it around. Let's make sure what we're doing is spreading the story of the goodness of life, the wholeness and the oneness of life. That's the story we want to share. So today I'm talking about a little bit about what are we affirming? What are we affirming? We're always affirming something, whether we're affirming something good or something that we don't think is as good. But we're always affirming something. I had a great date last night. Oh my gosh, that was the worst date I've ever been on last night. See, I'm affirming something. And we always have faith in something. I knew this wasn't going to work. Faith in the inability of having good come out of this, or faith, and it always turns out somehow. If I just give it enough time, if I can move my hands off of it long enough, if I can move into the faith of God rather than the faith of Yvonne or John or Mary or whomever, but the faith that it will come through in some way, whether it satisfies me or not, it's going to keep moving because that's how life is. So I'm talking about the faith that we're using all the time as well as what we're affirming. Now let's get back to the mirror. And I want to talk about affirming the blessing, the goodness, the godness that you are. The grace and the beauty and the love. And the creative expression that you are. The wholeness and the need that humanity has for who and what you are. Because again, I agree with Hafez that we're here to dance and sing and be the joy of God, and we'll do that with each other. And I heard someone say this past week, let us base our choices on policy, not personality. I love that because we can put that in almost anything. Let us base our choices on something that is less than a judgment, on the energy of openness, on the energy of awakening, on the energy of inclusion. Whether it's no matter what we're doing, we have that opportunity. And as we look in the mirror and see that magnificent, power-filled, grace-filled image looking back at us, remember that we get to choose, and we are choosing, how we're going to touch and express in the world. Now let's just take a breath, shall we? An easy breath, because I could feel it tightening in here. I could feel that. You know, sometimes we have to have hard conversations with those we love. And sometimes we're afraid to have the hard conversations. But the hard conversations need to happen sometimes, as long as they're kind. As long as they're not accusatory, as long as they're open with, I feel, I thought, rather than you. You made me feel. I know what you meant. You do? We don't even speak the same language, honey. That's what I had to learn, you know, my children and I have 4 children, I have 3 living children. We all speak different languages. They don't even speak the same language to each other. But we love each other. And so we sometimes have hard conversations. You know what I'm talking about. But it's making room. And that's why it's so important for us to love ourselves. When we love ourselves, we'll quit hurting those who love us. Have you ever loved someone you thought could take better care of themselves? Have you ever loved someone you wish was on a little different path? We don't want to stop loving them because of their behavior, nor do we want to be not loved by them because we've made a judgment on them. We want to be able to love ourselves enough to be the grace of love that we're expressing, that we can express. So with the AI, we will take our attention to the absolute. And when we take our attention to the absolute, which is God, and we're experiencing life, we get to move into, we get to tell ourselves, what is my vision here? What is the vision I have here? What is your vision concerning your family, your job, your community, your country? What is your vision for it? And then we start taking action. Because if you have a vision and you have that truth within you, if you have even the slightest glimmer of truth that you are one with the absolute, if you can gather that, you can move forward in it. And you know how often we move forward with action? Okay, there's something I've got to do. There's something, a place I've got to be when we're trying to fulfill a vision. There's also a space between the vision within and the action. There's a space, and sometimes we crowd it real close, but the more room we give that vision before the action has to start is the place where we move into our grace. And we allow that intuition to give us what we need. It could be as little as 10 minutes. It could be as much as a year. It's not the timing that's important. What's important is that we create the space and we allow it to be filled with our intuition, with spirit, not with the going to do, not with the, man, I'm ready to fly out there, but what am I going to fly from and with? How am I going to experience this? How am I going to include this in my giving back to the world? Self-acceptance, self-compassion, a sense of wholeness is all incredibly important for us to live out the magnificence that we are created from. The moment you see how important it is to love yourself, you will stop making others suffer. That's what Thich Nhat Hanh says. Thich Nhat Hanh says, love yourself. Of course we suffer. Everyone suffers at some time, at some point. Some more than others. It's not suffering that ruins our lives. It's the idea that we can change it. We can't change always the circumstances we find ourselves in. That isn't what we're here to do. What we're here to do is change how we respond to them, how we see the circumstances, how we're taking it in. And it is not understanding, it is not knowledge that will take us to that point. It's faith and love. Love of self to bring the faith forward to know. There's a difference between knowing and knowledge. I'm talking about the knowingness of God through you, the knowingness of Spirit as you. We are the guardians of beauty. We are the protectors of the sun. There's only one reason that we have followed God into this world, to encourage laughter and dance and song and love. That's why we're here. To be the magnificence that we are in form. We are the companions of each other, and we stand under the shelter of each other. So let us be very, very clear that as we look into that mirror, what our intention is and what our thoughts are about, and whether we're speaking from the truth that we want to live in and as, or from a fear or a past experience that we no longer wish to carry. Because remember, the first thought, automatic, just pops right in. The second one, you are at choice. You are at choice. The second thought, you can accept it or change it. There's a new road out there. There's a new road in here. And you can take it. Or you can take the detour back over that old bumpy road called the past, called the pain, called the fear, called the hurt, called the loss, called the grief. It's always there. And we are at choice of whether we're going to travel it. Our intelligence, our inspiration, it all comes from the One. And we use wisdom to experience a higher attitude on life. So knowing that we all have lifted ourselves with the change that we're so willing to make, each one of us at choice, for change, for a greater experience of joy, freedom, love, peace. I don't know what any of them really look like, but I know what joy, love, peace, freedom feels like. For we carry within us those qualities. That's God. That's oneness and wholeness. And it is by the grace of God that we recognize them and feel them and share and receive. Oh, we're here together. We're here together to know one another as the face of God. We are here together to be an expression of love, an expression of inclusion, an expression of kindness. We're here to dance together, laugh together, hold the sorrows together, give together, receive together. We are here because we are the children of the living God. And as we bless ourselves, as we say, I am that I am, the universal I am and the individual I am is one. I am. As we recognize that and see that in each other, may we know it so strongly within ourselves that what we bring to the world is a blessing. And may we also remember that when we slip or we slide or we fall or we hide, we are still held in the heart and the arms of the one. May we know that we are each one the beloved, now and forevermore. And so it is. Amen. Amen.
Thank you so much for that, Reverend Yvonne. I know I personally got a lot of insights about myself from your talk. I also want to thank and celebrate everybody who joined us online. We're so grateful for your ongoing support, and we really look forward to you joining us next week. Anyway, you're part of this community too, and we love you. And now, as our ushers come forward,